everybody. So this is Brittany here. I am actually coming to you guys how I do something with the Cricut cutout. So just a little bit of a backstory. I am a part of this group called Brown Girls Craft on Facebook, and I believe it was founded by Charmaine Galloway, and I want to shout her out because her videos have tremendously helped me to try to learn how to get things done on the Cricut, because I am a very new crafter when it comes to the Cricut machine and how it works, etc. I actually did a few coffee mugs of a larger initial and a name as part of a Christmas present for a few of the ladies in my family. And I'll make sure I add an image of the mugs that I did so you guys can see that product. But I did a few of those. That was actually my first official Cricut project, and fortunately it came out as a great success. So I posted that picture in the group, and quite a few ladies, I mean, I got almost 1,000 reactions, which is great because of course that's never happened. But a few of the ladies asked me how I weeded out the cursive print. So as you can see, I have 3 different names. So I have Michelle. I hope you guys can see that. Okay. That was one of the names, and that was one of the most difficult names I had to weed. This one, let's see. Now, I'm sorry. I tried to, I guess I should have done a darker vinyl. Okay, that's a little better. This one is Clarice. There we go. It's focused. And this one is Tammy. So I tried to do the names that had the most curves and some of the little tedious lines, like on the Y and the T up here, that you would have to weed out, to show you how I do it. Now, I do want to put out there disclaimer that this is not a tutorial. This is not a tutorial. This is what works for me. This is how I do it. And I told a few of the ladies that I would go ahead and create a video a few days ago and make sure I tag them in it so they can see what I do, to see if it would possibly work for them. So here I am. One thing I did want to mention before I start weeding is that with the tutorials that I've been watching, a lot of people are using and I don't know if there's a technical name for the weeding tools, but a lot of people have been using this weeding tool. But I have found that with weeding these, I use the one that's a bit straighter, and it has the little curve right here. So that's what helps me, because I did attempt to use this one and it was a bit more difficult, and also I have arthritis in my hands and my wrist, so using the straighter one was a bit more of a help for me, and it made it a little bit easier. So maybe that's something that if you all were unaware of, that you can use the straighter one with certain types of weedings. So I'm going to go ahead and do, I think I'm going to do Michelle first. Yeah, I'll do Michelle first. And I may not do all 3 of these because I don't want the video to be like super boring. This is how it looks. And I'm going to just explain to you what I'm doing while I'm doing it. And first I'm going to zoom in. And y'all bear with me because this is an odd angle. Okay, so first, now with the M, for some reason I could not attach this part of the M to the actual letter itself. Cricut Design Space, and just to let you guys know, this font is Edwardian. Let me pull it up really quick. Edwardian script. Before I upload this video, I'll make sure I just add the name of the script to this video, so I won't waste any time with that. So as you can see, like I said, this little part of the curve of the M would not attach to the M itself. So this is going to be a separate weeding situation and placement. Now, I am going to say when I did the M for the cups, it did give me, I did have a little bit of trouble with doing some of the curves of the M's and like the Y's. But you may have to snip part of the curve so it doesn't look bad on your project or your surface. So I'm going to go ahead and start. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is go to the curved areas. So for instance, with this M, and y'all, it's a lint on here. With this M right here, there's a curve here. So what I generally will do is lift from the corner or the most narrow part of the letter, lift it and bend it back. And I may cut it or I may just try to hold it while I weed some more. So, for example, and I hope y'all can see this. So I'm going to weed that out. And I'll just hold it. Okay. So I'm going to leave that there because it's going to mess up that curve, that unattached curve if I don't. So that's weeded. So now, and let me go ahead and just cut that. So next, I have the larger piece here. But before I start pulling that up, I'm going to go to the crease right here in the M. Let's see. Make it a little bit, I'll pull it a little bit closer. So this area right here, I'm going to go ahead and start pulling up. So pull it back, and then I'll go ahead and pull the larger piece. And y'all, I just put on lotion, so my hands are a little greasy, which isn't such a help. So now I'm just gonna hold that and then pull back the corner up here at the top part of the other part of the M. Yeah, I think I might need a new blade because it's not cutting as well as it should be. Okay, I'm gonna have to clip this little area up here and hopefully I can fix that. Okay, then I should be able to pull back from under the C, and then the H right here, I could just pull it, but to make sure I don't damage the letter, I just go ahead and weave at the curve. Hold the other paper down, weave at the curve and pull it back. And then if you have like small corners like this, those usually will not mess up. So go ahead and just weed those out. And then for the E's can be very tricky. So what I do with those is I go from the inner curve or corner of the E, which is right here, and I weed that out. Okay. And then pull that. And as you can see, this part of the E has started to lift up. So that's why I go ahead and weave from the corner and pull it out. And I'm just going to push it back down while I'm still working on the rest of the name. And I do twist and turn my pieces. I'm sure a lot of people do, but I twist and turn my pieces to make sure so I'm able to go with like the flow of the curves. Okay, and then you have the L right here. Let me just clip this piece back. So now you have the L, which is upside down, but you have the curve right here. So I'm going to weed that out and pull it into the larger piece of the vinyl. And then pull it over, weed the curve, and pull it into the larger piece of the vinyl. So okay, so that's out. Hold that piece and then pull this piece and pull it into the larger piece. And just work your way around. With these cursive names, it is going to take a little time. It's a bit tedious, so you don't have to print because vinyl is not cheap. So with that being said, I don't want to waste my vinyl and have to reprint. So it's just going to take some time for you to go through the curved or the cursive letters or the cursive letters, cursive names to get them weeded out without destroying the letters. So now here's another E. So I'm going to go from that inner curve or that inner corner, weed that, pull it out to the larger piece. Okay. And then here's the H. Go from the curve and pull it out from the larger piece. Okay. Here's a C. Okay, and again, it's upside down. So for this one, I'm going to clip this large piece because I'm going to have to flip it over for the C. There we go. So for the C, I'm going to go from this inner curve right here, pull it out, and just follow the curve of the letter. Pull it out and then pull it into the larger piece of vinyl. Oh my goodness, really? Okay. And pull it out. And then I'm just going to turn this piece back around so it's upside down because it's easier to work this way. Pull from the curve up. And then this is an I. I still have an issue with getting the eyes right because of the dots. So now I'm at this part of the M. So I need to weed this out, pull it into the larger piece of the vinyl, and then weed out around this corner up here. So now I'm going to flip this back around. And y'all, I'm sorry, but this is how I do it. And I'm going to weed from the crease of where the M is and pull it up into the larger piece. I'm going to have to take my time with this. So pull that up. And for this curve, I'm going to have to hold it down, the actual piece of the letter down, because as you can see, it's coming up. I'm not sure if you can see that or not, but it is coming up. So this you have to sort of play with. And like I said, this part, if it won't adhere once you start doing or applying the vinyl to your surface, see, it's coming up. So this piece you do have to sort of play with, and like I said, you might have to clip it, but as long as you clip it so it's a good flow, it still looks like it hasn't been touched. Okay, so this piece, it won't adhere to even this part of the paper, so I'm just gonna have to clip it once I apply it to my surface. So now I'm going to, I really could just pull this, but I don't want to chance it. So I'm going to flip it back around. And then weed from here up. And this is the M upside down. So, oh, see? This M is just giving me the business today, honey. Okay. There we go. So now, okay, and then now I'm gonna cut. I hope the M will adhere to the surface or whatever that I try to put it on, but we'll see. Okay, so now this is the last piece. This is the curve, which, like I said, didn't attach to the M. So I'm going to go from this side and then weed out this side as well. I have to flip it around. Yeah, let me flip it around. Okay. And I do know that when I do remember that when I did the M for the mug that I did have an issue with this. So again, this, I just don't think that there is a perfect way to actually weed out the cursive lettering, especially when there are a lot of curves in the letter. You just sort of have to play with it to get it to work right. And it's so thin, see, to where it may not be so nice when you're trying to weed it. Okay, so finally, took forever, but it's done. Okay, so then I'm just gonna weed out the inside of the E's, and there you go. So Michelle is weeded. So what I will do is cut this little tip of the M, and I'll have to cut this piece off. So I don't, like I said, I don't think it's a definite way as to how you can successfully weed the cursive lettering when the lines are really thin. But this is what worked for me. And again, you may have to play with it. You may have to clip a few pieces as long as it does not look as though you've damaged the letter. So I'll go ahead and end this video here because I feel like it's been a little lengthy. If you guys want me to weed some more letters like this so you can sort of get down the tactic that I use to do it, just let me know. And I'm more than happy to do another video for you guys. And I will probably do a separate video for how to place these if that would be helpful. So I will see you guys in the next one. And thank you so much for watching. Peace.